Hey everybody, Justin Worden, you are watching What's New in Electronics. We are at SMTA Guadalajara. I'm with Alfonso from Indium. How are you?
Doing great.
Man, I've been lucky enough to interview quite a few of your counterparts through Indium. Obviously with my employment at Roca, we have a very good, tight relationship with Indium. But this is the first time we've been down in Guadalajara and we can really focus on the Mexico market.
Cool.
So This show is pretty wild. It's not like any of the shows we have in the United States. As the show goes on, it gets busier and busier. What are you seeing happening in Guadalajara, and why is the show just so busy?
Well, this used to be it a number of years ago. I'm going back probably 20 years. It was 3 days, long hours, long nights, great ambience. I think some of the economical downturns put a dent to the show, and I'm gladly seeing that it's picking up to its former shape.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with not only is Mexico investing a lot into the local economy to bring those companies in, but the global companies are coming in and they're investing and moving a lot of their high volume manufacturing. But there's also just an enthusiasm with the employers and the engineers and everyone here in Mexico. What do you really credit that to?
I think it's the work ethic. I think a lot of these companies coming here, it's no secret, the nearshoring, have discovered the talent, have discovered, again, the work ethic from the Mexican worker, and I think it's a proven recipe.
And you guys just have really good food.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, let's dive back into Indium. You know, you guys have been introducing over the last year the new Durafuse. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Durafuse is a patented technology. It's basically mixed powder, and that brings a number of different options to the game. One of them, which has really taken the market by storm, is Durafuse LT, which stands for low temp. It gives you the same level of reliability as SAC 305 assembly, and basically what you're doing is you're reducing your reflow peak temperature by roughly 20 to 30 degrees.
Now, there's the is it the HT, the Durafuse HT, the other side of it too as well?
There's an HR, which
okay.
is high reliability.
Now, when you talk about solder paste, sometimes this can be the most expensive consumable that a facility has. And even with the Durafuse, if the cost goes up, haven't recent studies come out that actually show that the overall cost of the product is actually saving money for your customers?
Correct. It's actually very interesting. The math is there, and basically what happens is even if your cost of the product, like you say, is a little bit more expensive, it has in the alloy formulation, it has indium, which is a semi-precious metal. So your average cost per gram is a little higher than SAC 305, but the reduction of energy or temperature basically gives you back savings from 10 to 20% on your energy bill.
Well, and that's very, very important right now because it is not just Mexico, it's in the United States and other parts of the world. There's just like this uneasiness. People don't know what's going on, and it's kind of, we're seeing a little bit of a downturn in production, right, in the overall market. So customers aren't making more money, but they are starting to look for ways to save money to increase their profit margin.
Yeah.
And that goes from the consumable, the sticker price, but also all the facilities in there. So when you go in on a sales presentation or to qualify a new product, are you working with them to see that overall cost as opposed to just the number that's on the PO?
Right. It's Indium focuses very strongly on total cost of ownership. We are very big on providing a solution more than a product. So we look at the overall assembly requirements, reliability requirements, and not to mention there is a big movement growing in the industry, which is sustainability. Sustainability is coming. It's going to take the industry by storm. It encompasses a very large area. It goes from financials, it goes from environmental, it goes from a number of different areas that are going to change how the game is played.
You triggered an idea there that I wanted to ask you about. You mentioned the word environmental, and I imagine if the studies are showing that you're able to use less facilities, there's got to be some sort of green positive impact that's happening from an environmental standpoint as well.
Yes, every company, every major company that we're dealing with is coming up with a sustainability manager and a green initiative. Just a few days ago, I received a letter from one of the key companies in the industry, basically stating that they need to go with a green purchasing approach, and that's going to be key going forward.
Yeah. Now, Indium is a global brand. You guys are very well known, and strategically, you've partnered with some very high quality distributors around the area. Here in Mexico, you work with Roca, maybe a few others around the world. But Indium also has physical presence here, both on the sales and the technical side. Is that correct?
Correct. Indium, I'm happy to say that we've been growing steadily over the last 10 years. We have now inside sales employees. We have technical presence in basically every sub-region of Mexico, the border, central Mexico, locally in Guadalajara. And I'm very happy to say that we're going to be expanding even more. There's going to be an announcement coming up in the next few months. And yeah, we pride ourselves to partner with some of the key players in the industry. We have distribution, but I'm also very excited about our increased blending, mixing capabilities through strategic partners, the likes of Roca.
Now, one thing that is always a hurdle when you're talking about solder paste, people may want to try the new Durafuse, but the qualification process can take so long. They need to get signed off by their customer. What is Indium doing as far as providing resources that help shorten up that qualification process?
It is. You're right. You're absolutely right. It is a I don't want to use the word painful, but it is a complicated, it is a long process. Indium, with a global presence, with some key partnerships, can sometimes shorten the cycle by bringing in available data. A lot of the data that we generate is covered by NDAs. However, some of the data is proprietary, and we can share that experience that we have in our simulation lab with our customers, and that a lot of times shortens the cycle as far as half the time.
I mean, it is a painful process. There's no way to sugarcoat it, but that just goes to show you how important the product is, right? And the one thing that I really enjoy about working with companies like Indium and Roca is that they're going to really do that heavy lifting for them. We want you to be able to go to your customer and say, we have the best product and we're always improving. What do you credit a lot of the recent investments that Indium is making? Is it just Indium trying to stay ahead of the curve, or are you really getting that feedback from the customer to help you know what direction you need to take your products?
Yes. One of the key drivers in our core values is the voice of the customer. We always listen to what the customer needs, what the customer is pursuing, and we try to align on that, on those specific goals. Indium is very, very customer oriented. Yes.
Well, the best data you can get sometimes is the feedback you get from your customer, because they're on the front line, they're using the product, they're seeing all the new technical advancements, and as products change, so does your product have to change, right? You have to keep up with it.
Correct. The life cycle of a lot of the current designs is shortening with every iteration. In the past, typical life cycle could be 10 years, then it's shortened to 5 years. Now, you could be seeing your regular iPhone every year. And even though it looks the same, there inside of it, there's ever-changing technologies, the likes of AI.
Yeah, don't remind me. I just got an update. That means it's going to slow down. I got to go spend another $1,200 on an iPhone. But that's good. So, how can people get a hold of Indium and learn more about what's going on here in Mexico? The
easiest way to go about it is indium.com. There is a regional contact information, but you can always stop by the booth. You can always reach us directly. My email is aherrera@indium.com, and I can send you to the proper technical sales engineer and take it from there.
All right. Well, if you want to go green, you got to go Indium. Thank you very much, Alfonso.
Thanks for your time.
Yep.